The fact of the matter is that the CDC protocols, as Dr. Fauci admitted himself, have been a moving target. And imagine that you're the person in charge of the public health of the people of a large, densely populated state, in fact, the most densely populated state in the union, and these protocols continue to move and change. It was my conclusion that we needed to do this to protect the public health of the people of New Jersey. Governor Cuomo agreed, and now Mayor Emanuel agrees, and I think the CDC eventually will come around to our point of view on this.
Well, of course, that didn't happen. He came around to Obama's point of view, and so did Governor Cuomo. Joining us now is the man running against Governor Cuomo in the state of New York, Westchester County Executive and Republican gubernatorial candidate Rob Astorino. Rob, Cuomo was the first to cave. I mean, just 2 days ago, Christie and Cuomo held this joint press conference with these tough new 21-day mandatory quarantine rules for people coming back from West Africa, and now they both caved.
Well, what you're seeing right now is incompetence at the federal level, incompetence in politics from the state level, and as a result, you've got a very confused public that does not know what to do. And so that's the last thing you need in a crisis or in a situation that requires calm and education like we have right now. And, I'm going to renew my call going back to October 7th. We should have a very clear protocol in place, one which does not permit anyone coming in from Western African nations into our airports until we can get the situation here under control and know what we're dealing with, because the CDC is changing protocols. But the World Health Organization has said that they expect over 1 million cases of Ebola by the end of December with a 71% mortality rate. And yet we still have our gates open to flights that are carrying passengers from these Western African nations who will be, for the most part, asymptomatic when they come here. But at some point, if they had contact with the virus, will start to show symptoms. And not all of them are going to follow the right protocols, and they could infect people along the way. So I've said, let's use common sense. Let's just actually err on the side of caution, not worry about offending any nation, but let's do it right here. And we still haven't heard that. All we hear from Governor Cuomo in particular is a mishmash of different strategies and protocols. And
well, Rob, he flip-flopped 3 times now. On Thursday, after the Ebola case in New York, he urged calm. Everything was all right. Then he sat next to Christie, and they said, we can't trust people, to be honest. We can't trust the CDC. They're all over the place. So here's the new policy. And then after what the New York Times calls, intense pressure. I don't want to quote them. They ran a story that implied to me that there was intense pressure from the White House. He reversed himself. So he is all over the place.
Of course he is. And that's, very normal for this governor. Governor Cuomo loves to do things by politics, by headline. There's not much substance behind it. When you've got an unfolding public health crisis, what you need is calm, but you also need a clarity in protocol and policy. We haven't gotten that. We've gotten 3 different messages, so nobody knows what's going on. There's mass confusion. You've got the governor not coordinating with the mayor of New York City and the city's health department. No coordination with the Health and Hospitals Association that has to help oversee this. The medical community, you go through the whole list. The White House has botched this enough, and now you've got the governor who is more or less just trying to figure out politically the best spot to be in, when that's not what we need. This isn't about politics. We need actual sound public health policy.
Let me ask you, Rob, do you think this has, and I'm just asking, do you think that this has anything to do with the fact that he reportedly got intense pressure from the White House? They were very upset. He's under investigation. You asked him at the debate if he received a subpoena. He wouldn't answer. You see any connection in changing the policy at all?
Well, what you're seeing right now from this governor over the last week is a lot of volatility. He's in some ways becoming unhinged. His public demeanor is very angry. He is unfortunately going to the lowest depths of politics and throwing out the race card, having his people attack me, and he called me mentally ill the other day. And
Gotcha.
This is what we're getting,
Rob,
and I think it's all coming to a head right now.
All right, Rob. Thank you, sir. Good luck. We'll speak to you soon.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Rob Astorino, folks. Coming up next, Malzberg panel. Don't go away.